know, I'm here every week. I run the Wilmington Startup Ecosystem. This is one of our Wilmington companies. But first, I want to say one of our committee members and one of our sponsors, it's his birthday yesterday. I would normally sing, we would all sing, but maybe he had too much fun at his birthday party. So next time you see Josh, tell him happy birthday. So now I'd like to introduce two of our Wilmington entrepreneurs, FlowROI. If you read the New York Times last week, it said, now is the time for disruption in the real estate technology industry, and this is an opportunity. So Sam and Will Knecht, if you'll come up and welcome to 1 Million Cups.
Thank you. Thank you, and my associate co-founder Will Knecht in the back. Thank you very much for giving us the time this morning. Very grateful to be with you. Okay, I'm going to go on the other side. Is that good? All right. FlowROI is a software as a service real estate cloud, and I will talk about that in a minute. Before I tell you more about the product, the last 18 years I worked in the real estate technology field for a large real estate company. And during that time I witnessed the chaos, the frustrations that the agents and companies endure to complete a transaction or complete a process, from the first phone call that they get for a client all the way to close. This process, as you will see in a minute, is very laborious, fragmented, costly, and 2 years ago decided, is there a better way? Is there a better way for real estate professionals to get their job done? And we launched FlowROI early this year in testing, and it has been in the market since July of this year. So what is FlowROI and what is the fuss about? So FlowROI solves the problem of agents and companies and clients. What is the problem? The first thing the problem the agents endure is they spend a lot of money on multiple software programs. And if you have done a real estate transaction, you probably have seen that. You receive documents from one application, an agent will put your information in a different application, signature, a different product, and so forth. So they spend a lot of money and spend a lot of time to add the same information in multiple places. They lose information, by the way. Why? Because they copy and paste all day long. They start in the CRM component, they add the same information in the forms, in the transaction management, and during that process they make mistakes and they lose information. So the process is risky from an agent standpoint. Of course, it's fragmented, so it causes the agent to spend unnecessary time doing the same thing over and over again. The process is fragmented, costly, and time-consuming. So from an agent perspective, to recap, they spend a lot of money, they enter the same information multiple times, and they lose vital communications. I cannot tell you the few times I went with agents to represent them or help them in court cases because they lose email, they lose documents. This is not an uncommon problem. It happens, and it's very devastating when that takes place. From a company perspective, many companies are completely unaware of the transaction process. They don't know till it's almost too late if the agent has done what they're supposed to do. They don't know if they have complied with the paperwork. They don't know if they kept all the necessary components of a transaction. And of course, companies try to buy and spend a lot of money to buy software tools to help their agents stay in compliance. Of course, from a client perspective, the client is sometimes completely clueless of the transaction process. When I was selling my house, for example, I had no idea what the agent was doing for me. And I wondered, why is he getting this 6%? You know, I don't see any activity. I don't see any showings. I don't see any forms being signed or anything like that. So sometimes the client is unaware of what's taking place. Of course, now that I'm in real estate, I know what takes place, but the client doesn't. So how do we solve this problem? The problem is FlowROI. It's the first product on the market that integrates all the elements necessary from the first phone call all the way to closing. And when I say all the necessary components, this is what FlowROI offers. It is the MLS, it's the tax, it's the forms, it's a signature, it is the CRM, it's a transaction management component, it's analytics, expense tracking, all in one. An agent logs into one application and they do everything from the first phone call to close in one application, one login, one menu system, one color scheme, one support company to deal with it, and it's all mobile centric. Mobile centric meaning it's a responsive website and it adapts to the screen size that you're using. From an agent perspective, they're saving money. They are not entering the same information multiple times. They're using one program instead of 7 programs. From a company's perspective, the management becomes easy. They know what's taking place with the transaction. They know what is happening, what is the agent doing. They approve every step of the transaction, and the oversight becomes transparent, very easy for the agent and the support staff or the company itself. A client is happy. Why? Because they are part of the transaction. They come into the transaction and they see what is taking place. They see the forms they sign. They see the activities that the agent is doing. And I need to hurry. So it's all-in-one solution. This product is designed by agents for agents. By agents for agents. All the designers were real estate professionals and are engaged in this product. The flow makes the transaction very simple, very productive, so the agent now saves time, saves effort, so they can do what they're supposed to do, and that is to list and sell real estate, not to spend a lot of time and money to become technologists, to become savvy with this product and that product, and they are tormented with, trust me when I say tormented with all the products that they are bombarded with. My product is better than this, and they have 7 or 8 products that they spend. What's happening in the market now? So you can see what's going on in the market. There is not a complete solution at this point with all the conglomerates that you see, Top Producer, Flex MLS, DocuSign, .loop. It's not a very comprehensive solution for all for the agents. So they need to multiple products. What's happening in the future? There are 2 companies I'll talk about real quickly who are trying to develop and spend millions of dollars trying to develop a flow-like system. They spent 3, 4, 5 years and over $50 million to try to develop a flow-like system, and they are not out yet. Of course, in the case of Keller Williams, when they finish their product, it will be exclusive to their agents. So no, I cannot buy it if I'm working for an independent company and so forth. We have penetrated the market. I'll talk about this in a little bit. We have a competitive advantage because we are now first to market, and pricing is extremely competitive, as you'll see in a minute, and we are very easy to use because it was designed by agents for agents. Our market is the United States. This is the overall market. This is not our target market. Over 1.3 million agents in the market in the United States. Our target market now is the Southeast region. 320,000 agents in that 5 or 6 state area. We're targeting 6% of the companies in that market to reach 20,000 subscribers in 2 years. This is our business model. How are we going to reach these clients? Very detailed in terms of number of phone calls, number of connections, how many demos we do, how many people we have to do these demos, and it averages back to almost 3.5 demos per sales agent per day to reach our volume. All right, this is our sales projection by 2020. We will break even in June of 2019 as soon as we reach 7,500 monthly subscribers. Our pricing, an average agent, this is the return on investment, average agent will save between 59 and 65%. According to the National Association of Realtors, an agent spends almost $889 a year on technology. Many spend 4 or 5 times as much. They will be spending $29 a month for our product. We're getting ready to raise $1.2 million, which represents 24% equity stake. And this is the offering information. What is the money going to be used for? To accelerate the sales target, to build the sales team, to build marketing, to continue to scale the product support team, and then of course to accelerate other phases of the product. The product was developed and completed at the end of 2017. It's been tested from the beginning of 2017 to June of 2018, 2018, January to June of 2018. We started the sales process July 1st of 2018. And thank you. Any questions? Yes, sir. Thank you.
Start in the middle. 2 questions. First, it seems like aggravation's like $30 a second to realtors. What's your aggravation saving or time saving? That would be, I think, a great way to help agents understand the value. And 2, have you looked at mortgaging as a way to fund this? It would seem to me they have a vested interest in stickiness and they have money. Other than that, they're not attractive.
Great idea. So the first question is how is the agent benefit? What is the return on investment, not just from a dollar perspective, but from a time efficiency? And we timed it. Because again, please remember, I spent 18 years helping agents and training agents on technology tools. We timed how they start a process in the conventional way, using 6 or 7 applications from CRMs, MLS, taxes, forms, and using Flow. They save 60% of their time going through Flow. Just to give you one example, once the contact information, the person that calls and wants to do a transaction is in the system knows about it. Meaning every form and every component of the system already includes that name, that address, the property description, the legal description. These are very difficult pieces of information, some of them to populate. The system knows about it. As soon as you put the information once, it aggregates through the entire, or propagates through the entire application. When we talk about artificial intelligence, this is it. You put the information once and every piece of the program knows about that information, so it saves that. Second question about mortgages. Who will finance this? And that we're definitely exploring that in the next phase. Is why? Because when we are inviting clients to be part of the transaction, we're also inviting service providers to be part of the transaction. So the mortgage loan officer will get it, the inspector, the appraiser, they will all be part of the transaction, complete transparency.
Yeah. So I have a question. We talk of there's blockchains these days. There's some people who are already doing on what you're doing right now, peer-to-peer and artificial intelligence. We're trying to cut the middleman and make it easier, peer-to-peer, so that there's no mistakes. We don't understand the software, what we're doing. Have you done a good research on artificial intelligence and blockchains? Because what you're saying right now, this is what we're trying to avoid and all that stuff. Because we're trying to, there's a guy already doing in New York, what's his name, the guy here, He's not here. His friend, he does blockchains on what you're doing right now. He's already doing blockchain in artificial intelligence. But what I'm understanding, what you're talking about, these mistakes, that's the same mistake we're trying to do peer-to-peer, a blockchain which can do that and cut off the middleman and all these mistakes. It's a great software, but peer-to-peer and blockchain, you might want to get deep into it and all that stuff to save this real estate money or whatever they're paying and all that stuff, because we are way ahead right here. There's a guy in New York, I think one of his friends is not here. He's already doing what you're doing right now, a blockchain peer-to-peer. And what you're saying, artificial intelligence, what you're telling me, that's not what you're telling me. You know, what you said, AI, what you just said right now, this is not AI you're telling me.
Okay.
Because that right now is with
Very good, thank you.
Here.
Yeah.
So do you anticipate,
If you'll do me a favor and stand up so we can all hear you. Thanks.
do you anticipate being able to sell this to an agent whose firm hasn't subscribed? Or must the firm subscribe for the agents to be able to?
Good question. Who are the subscribers and where are we moving with that? Our current subscribers are medium to large size companies. Starting in the next year, we're targeting larger companies. And in the middle of 2019, we're going after MLS boards. We already have a letter of intent from a large MLS board to start using Flow as their MLS service. So you may have heard of the MLS products like Flex MLS, Matrix, and other products like that. We will be that product, that MLS provider for that company. So right now, it is medium to large size companies. Next year, large companies, and the middle of next year, MLS board. Yes, sir.
Eventually, we will be able to go to the individual agents, but that's just not on the short-term blueprint to scale quickly. But eventually, that will be available.
And there are procedural reasons for that.
One thing I begged you guys to include is 3 ways that this audience can help you outside of asking for investors. So how, I begged you guys to include this, but how can they help you?
Okay, the first thing, of course, we came here to say, if you know investors, let me know. But I'm going to remove that from the ask, right? Okay, so I removed it. If you know real estate companies that would benefit from us, let us know. Number 2, give me ideas. What are your thoughts on this product and how we can penetrate, scale it nationwide in a better way? Will, do you have one more? Okay. Yes.
Okay, question here.
Yeah. So very good presentation. I think we all understand the product is more simple to use from what they already have. But my question is, what about the transition? What about like the already existing system going to this system?
Great question. So the question is, what if a company is using a product now? Why would they change the flow, right? And will the disruption be worth or the effort be worth the disruption? So many reasons. Number 1, cost. Our product, all inclusive for $29, and of course, larger firms, the price will come down. That's number 1. Number 2, if you come with us to a presentation to an agent board or a company, you will see the excitement they have because one product. You have no idea the fragmentation pains that the agent go through to finish a process. Multiple transactions, multiple logins, multiple losses, chances of losing data. Our product captures all the email between the agent and the client, and it cannot be deleted. So you will never go to court as an agent in 3 years and say, I don't have the email. It captures and keeps the email in the product. So to lower the risk and to save money and to make the agent more efficient so they can do what they do best, and that is buy and sell real estate.
Question in the front.
Oh, the question, there's just a little aspect. Can you transfer your existing database to your system, or do you have to start from scratch?
No, you can bring in an existing database into Flow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. My wife owns a real estate company, but it's it's small.
Well, please give me her information.
There you go. Can we beta test it for you?
Yes.
From what I understand, one of the big issues is loss of important documents. Wiring funds. Huge.
Okay.
It's a huge deal right now.
Yeah.
Have you addressed any of those
Yes,
issues?
we
Safety?
address the loss of documents. So I told you a second ago that you cannot lose emails. And by the way, the email can initiate from your mobile device or your laptop or Outlook. Still, Flow will capture and keep a copy, and it cannot be deleted. Same thing with signed documents. As soon as a document is signed by a client, the agent can forward it, delete it, assign it to forward it, they can print it, but they cannot delete it. The document sits there, it cannot be deleted even if they try. So again, a court case in 3 years, that's usually when they happen, by the way, 3 years, a court case, the documents are there. Now, from a wire transfer, we really don't get into the financial aspect.
We're out of time.
Well, really quickly though, I will ask, what is your website? Because when I look it up, it's .net, and then I see training videos.
I'm
so-
sorry.
so-
Thank you.
Yeah.
So our marketing website, and it's being redone right now thanks to Will, it's FlowROI.com. That's our marketing website. Our application website that requires login is FlowROI.net.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.